Welcome to The Dentist Show. Let's jump right in.
Yeah, well, welcome to The Dentist Show.
The Dentist Show.
We are back.
We are back.
And I promise Ryan forced me to tell you the name of this book, and I already forgot.
That's right. The CEO.
The New CEO.
The New CEO.
By Ty Wiggins.
Ty as in T-Y?
T-Y. Ty Wiggins, PhD. Yep. The New
W-I-G-G-I-N-S.
W-I-G-G-I-N-S.
There we go.
There you go.
Ty Wiggins, the new CEO.
I'm not in quarter. It says I'm 22%. So I'm not even 25% through yet.
So we really can't trust anything you said about this book so far.
It's depressing.
Okay.
So it's a weight on your shoulders.
Yeah.
So Ryan was just talking about how he wants to be a rollerblader.
Yeah.
So.
Actually, I want to put on some really, really short biker spandex shorts and cruise up and down Huntington Beach and
just with your side motions hanging out.
Yeah, no, not a Speedo, bro.
Oh, that's
like the 3-inch biker shorts.
Yeah, you should be hanging out.
Shirtless for sure. But you know what? We were talking about that, how Chase was a blader when he was a kid. Cattle tattoo. It's a bull skull. I never heard it called like. Yes. Yeah. I feel like I have to show people now. Like,
I haven't finished. When you were 17 or 18, just like
got it when I was 18, and it fit proportionally very well to my back when I was like 130 pounds. I'm double that.
Just the cow got a little bigger.
Yeah, the cow got stretched. The back got bigger faster. Actually, this is such a mean term, but we were talking about it earlier, like how some kids will call their kids fat, right? Do you know what the term is now? At least in my kids' school, big back.
Oh yeah, my kids say all the time.
Yeah, like that is the most mean and descriptive thing to call someone ever.
Yeah, they say all the time. I call each other big backs.
Yeah. Right. Well, my kids will do it like, oh, I ate like 2 McChickens from McDonald's. I'm such a big back. And then I got a McFlurry, ultra big back.
These kids' terms, man, they're so goofy.
I know.
Well, if you ever want to see Ryan in a 3-inch Speedo,
go to Huntington Beach. Actually, it'll probably be in Hawaii. We all know that's where I want to end up anyway.
True. We'll be Hawaii. Huntington's nice. They have Wahoo tacos and a little strand there. Beach.
Yeah, it's I like going there. Like we've been to Disneyland a couple times, and
it's a good little spot.
Stop by there, and
if you go to Newport, it's like full of Arizonans.
Newport is a fun place too. We went there. Actually, when we lived in Arizona, we visited Newport.
Everybody does. Yeah. If you go there, they all stay there on the strand or beach, whatever they call it. But Huntington's easier to like get in and to get out.
Yeah.
So Newport, you kind of got to stay there.
Yeah.
Anyways. Well, here we are.
Yeah, what were we talking about? Rollerblading.
Well, I want to talk about Q1, how it went.
Yeah.
How did you feel about it? Q1 2025 is over.
Yeah. You know, if you want to go relative to 3 and 4 of 2024, I'm feeling pretty good about 2025.
Yeah. A little rough ending on a couple of those practices.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rough ending of 2024. And then 2025, I think all 7 locations did pretty well except one. Yeah. So, and that I had to kind of doctor took a couple weeks off.
Yeah, it makes it tough when your primary provider's out.
Yeah, that's a 1-doc office.
Yeah.
So when they're out, the office closes. I was out of town too. Sometimes I'll cover. Val was gone too. It's kids' spring break, so we all take off at the same time.
Yeah.
But that's pretty
slackers.
Slackers.
Actually, speaking of kids' spring break, it's my kids' spring break next week, and I'm working every day next week.
Good.
Thanks. Yeah, that's a total like.
Someone's got to make me money.
Jocko Willing. Good. So anyway,
for many reasons,
it is good in so many ways because I've been saying to myself like I want to be that dad that shows up a little better in my kids' life, and so for school year 25 to 26, I went through and blocked out my schedule for every break my kids have this next year.
Oh, geez. Tanking the office.
Yeah, we're going to tank the office this year because I'm not working during those days anymore. And really, the only reason I worked up until now on those same weeks is because I just forgot.
Yes, we should forget more.
Yeah. So this is the last holiday I'm working.
Oh, that's good. So that's one thing you would... Oh, so your spring break's in April.
Yeah, our spring break is next week. It's the first full week of April this year.
Okay. So does it move?
It seems to move a little bit. Like either the first week or maybe it's always the first full week of April, but it's like
so it moves around.
Yeah, it moves around a little bit.
It's always that same week.
Yeah.
Ours is always the 2 weeks in the middle of March.
Yeah. I actually like how Arizona does it. Actually, next year, our school district is kind of stretching the year and going a little closer to modified all year, really? Kind of like Arizona. Yeah. Not quite as much. And I kind of hope they do.
Yeah.
It's a lot of some families are like, you're trying to ruin the best time of the year and kids be in school. I'm like, yeah, but having 2 weeks off in the fall, a 6-week winter and a 2-week spring break, and then an 8-week summer or something, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's not bad either. Yeah. I guess weather sucks those other times. And Arizona makes sense because our weather's so nice in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Summer, you might as well stick them in school because it sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. But for us, even still, it's like, might as well go to school through most of June and then have the main part of summer, us off, and then start up a little earlier. And
yeah. So what I was going back to is, I was going to say, well, Q1, what would you have changed? I thought I was going to, you'd take more time off, but that's Q2. One thing that went well is all the offices, I think, man, probably since we've acquired Hayden, actually all the offices made money.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a unique thing.
Actually, it was really awesome for me in the Spokane office. I probably talked about it in a few episodes earlier. I had a doctor all lined up to go work in our Hayden practice. And so the goal was to get that doctor all trained up in our Valley office in the Spokane, and then they're going to go work in Hayden, and then we'll hire another doctor to work in Spokane. Well, when he decided to move on from our practices, I now had a vacancy in both offices, right? And so I was scrambling, like, I need to get an office in Hayden. That's primary goal, because I need to stay in Spokane and keep Spokane running as a primary producer there. Well, then by great fortune, we had 2 doctors join our Spokane team, basically replacing the doctor that left and then taking part of my schedule that allowed me to now go work in Hayden. And you know what's awesome is those doctors started end of January, 1st of February, and we now have had some of the best months that we've had in a long time with an almost all associate driven model in Spokane, which was the office that I thought I would never get out of. Right. Now I still work there 1 day a week clinically as a producing dentist every week. And then I usually throw in a surgery here or there once a week there. Mm-hmm. Which that helps keep my production going pretty significantly there. But I've been 3 days a week in our Hayden office.
Yeah.
And that's been super powerful to be able to work with that team out there and
implement some culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's great. I think anytime the hardest part about taking over an office is then trying to change the culture without changing the people themselves, like hiring new team members. And so when you're able to go in full time or 3 days a week, man, that helps a lot to figure out, like, okay, what's the culture? Oh no, she's got to go. He's got to go. He or she's going to be great.
Yeah.
Let's pour into this person. And then you define your culture a little bit. So when we are going to bring that awesome doctor in, the team's ready to go. And it's easier to like maintain the culture versus trying to recreate it when you're not in the office all the time.
Yeah. The founder energy, if you will.
So that's good. That's a good thing. That's really good. What in Q1, what would have you changed, or what did not, or what was a failure that you've had? Or
that's a great question. I mean, I'm just totally winning.
No. You synced yourself.
I'm just an amazing provider. I'm a great leader.
It's not about you.
No, I'm just I'm joking. One of the things that I still to this day, as someone who I think is becoming a better leader, I don't like having the quote unquote difficult decisions or difficult conversations with team members. And so there's a couple team members on our team that it would have been really useful to have an authentic conversation with them earlier on in the quarter. And I think we would have seen results or useful changes faster with that. And so I think one thing I've convinced myself is like, hey, as a leader, quit procrastinating those conversations and having those authentic conversations. Because since I've had those authentic conversations, with a couple of our team members, I've seen some really positive changes in a few team members, and then we've seen team members that are choosing to change their position with us, right? And so it's all in a useful direction, where before it was just like I was either frustrated or not speaking what I wanted, right?
I think that's one thing I've seen you grow a ton, and our team is too, and myself is at least I'm more proactive with those conversations, and so we get ahead of them.
Yeah.
And also, I've realized I've never been wrong when you can probably think through this. I've never talked to you about it. I don't think. Have you ever? Sometimes I have a thought like, "Oh, I need to let them go."
Yeah.
It's just a quick thought, and then I move on. Whenever I've had that thought about somebody, I'm always right. And sometimes it's like a year or 2 years. And it's like, oh, I wish we let you go a year or 2 years ago. But that's the first time you have that thought, it's usually too late for them to like recover.
Yeah.
They're too far outside our culture, too far gone. Because like I have this conversation with another team member, said the same thing. And she's like, well, does that mean I'm going to get fired if I make a mistake? I said, no, because when anyone makes a mistake, it doesn't come to my attention like I should fire them.
Yeah.
It's just like suddenly you just have a thought like, oh, they're not on our bus.
Yeah.
They're on a different boat, or they're going somewhere else. They're paddling a different way. And so it's not just a mistake. I love mistakes because
we learn from
so
those.
fast from. So it's more of like, okay, so if I have these conversations quicker, I get to find out quicker if they're on our bus or not.
Yeah.
And so instead of a conversation I'm avoiding, I look forward to it because we get to figure out what they want quicker.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm trying to keep you here because I really need you, or they're not saying I just need a job, so I'm just going to clock in and just work for money. But it's that conversation you get to it quicker. So I said, hey, I feel like you're not showing up on time because you don't really care about the job. Tell me about that. Tell me how you feel about it, or you feel like you're always fighting with somebody. You don't like it here. I mean, you don't like dentistry. That's fine. And I've changed it too. I'm like, hey, if it's not a good fit, it doesn't mean we have to fire you today or you got to quit today.
Yeah.
But it could be like, well, let's help you find another job somewhere in 3 weeks so you can start kind of phasing out. So you still have income.
Right.
And we help you find another job. It still could be a win-win as long as you show up and help us transition.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a bad thing. And I think those conversations help so much to help find out who's on the bus, who's not. And you can avoid like the sudden departures that you had to have.
Yeah. No, I think it's really cool that it kind of shows the kind of leader you are, is that you can, obviously it's team member dependent, but being able to offer them to like not just be done today, right?
And
like,
sometimes it is. It's just like
sometimes it is.
And one of the hardest things I had to do was fire like the nicest doctor, like legit, one of the nicest guys. Like, but he was the nicest guy, and he wasn't what we needed. And so I went in, and I was like, I mean, what was it, 3 or 4 years we knew he wasn't the guy. We just kept him because he was like so nice. And
it's a hard thing to do. He's so nice.
Yeah, so nice. And so we actually hired a dentist to replace him. Like I was firing him on Friday, and new dentist was starting Monday. And I was like having a hard time with it. So I kind of told myself, just go in and have the conversation with him. And maybe you don't fire him. Maybe you just kind of, they work side by side until you figure it out. Well, about a half an hour into the conversation, the doctor finally said, Chase, I never want the light shined on me. I don't want you guys to tell the patients how good I am. I don't want to push myself to ever grow. That's not who I am. I just want to hide in the corner and do my dentistry and not talk.
Yeah.
And it clicked like, oh my gosh, you are being tortured here because we keep pushing you to be somebody that you're totally not.
Yeah.
And so like totally clicked. And that's when I was like, well, I don't think this is going to work then. And he's like, I don't think so either. And he was crying.
Right. Because
we all had the breakthrough, like you're miserable. And we're trying to help you and you don't want to be that.
Yeah.
And so it's not fair for us to try to change you. And so it's kind of like a conversation. It's still hard. At the end, he's going to be way happier though. Yeah. Right.
And you're not torturing him. And it sounds maybe a little over the top, but like you're not torturing him anymore.
Right. We're not trying to make him somebody he's not.
Right.
And although he's never brought that to our attention, he never did. He never said like,
it's because he's the nicest guy.
He didn't want any ruffle, any feathers.
Yeah.
He was really nice. He's just very confusing.
Still is nice, I think.
Still nice. Yeah. He's not a good dude. But that's what I see you guys do too more. I think all the teams doing better at that.
Yeah.
Instead of like, I'd rather not have that conversation. I'll just push it down a couple weeks. It's more like, let's have a conversation, because the only good's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not a bad conversation or a hard conversation anymore. It's just going to be a good conversation.
Yeah.
Fast as you can triage somebody and help them. Either way, it's good.
Yeah. Yeah. It helps them out, helps you out, helps the whole team out.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of our big wins, at least in the Northwest, is our regional lead for our dental assistants is like, I got to sit in on a conversation or a leadership meeting that she was having with her leads. And I was just like in the back, fly on the wall. And it was so cool to like listen to her say all of the same things that you and I have been saying, but better.
Yeah.
Like so much better.
Yeah, she's very well spoken.
Yeah, I'm like, yes, this is amazing. Like to see her grow into that role and then exceed my expectations for sure. And it's just like I can see why things are starting to move in the right direction, as we talked about in our leadership meeting this week. Is we've been building the culture so hard.
Yeah.
And
I'm tired of it.
Yes, that's kind of, but like so intentional over the last 12 months that we've lost a little bit of our performance metrics as a result of having a good culture. Right. So now, like within a week of us having that conversation, a leadership team, I already hear her like talking in this way.
Right.
To her leads, her direct reports. And I'm just like, yeah, we're unstoppable with the culture and the team that we're fortunate enough to work with. So
it's so awesome. I'm glad she's growing with us.
Yeah.
And maybe growing faster than we are as a person.
Yeah. We gotta make some room for her. So
it's great. And that's such a good point. I love that. And it's so true. That's the one thing, like if you don't look this last quarter, the offices did well, but we still didn't hit goals.
Yeah.
I think Chandler did in 1 month. I think that might have been it.
Yeah, I think we hit goal this month.
Yeah. 1 month too.
Or I guess last month. Yeah.
March. So the offices did better. And last year it's been really good focusing on culture and having like coaches and our leads, like, oh, let's love ourselves. Let's grow together. We're a family. And then this year it's like, okay, everybody knows we're awesome. And now it's time to find the performers. Like we can be awesome and in our culture and fully enrolled, and we can also have the best performers. That actually two can live together.
Yeah, we need top performers that also are top culture fits.
Yeah. So that's been one thing I would have changed probably quicker. And I think things take time too. Like you need that culture to come in and live. And then it is like we had to let someone go. And she was really upset because she really liked working for us. And I think in unintentionally, we gave her a few warnings. And I don't think she realized they were warnings.
Yeah.
And so finally she's like, you guys fired me suddenly. And it was like the team lead is like, what? No, it's like 3 times I've talked to you. But it wasn't as, but that's how like, so it's a culture that people want to be with us. And now we got to find how we can get the performers to perform, and then we can compensate them correctly.
Yeah.
Appropriately. Good things in Q1 though, like same thing in Northwest. Arizona did pretty well. I took a lot of vacation, probably the most vacations I took in a quarter.
Yeah, I didn't even know where he was half the time.
I was gone like 4 or 5 weeks in quarter time.
Truth be told, I caught myself wondering, like, is he out of town this week or is he not? Well, I don't want to text him and be that jerk that doesn't remember he's on a trip.
Oh, I text you all the time.
I know you're
in Hawaii. I'm like, dude, you're in Hawaii. Spawn me.
Yeah, it was more I just didn't want to get caught not knowing if you were
I felt a little bad last month because we're in Australia and it was they're 20 hours ahead or 18 hours ahead of us.
Yeah, time zones.
And so some dentists were asking for some help. So I they'd ask, and then I just go to bed because they didn't respond quick enough. And then it'd be 8 hours later, I would respond, but then it'd be like 2 or 1 in the morning. So we kept missing each other. Anyway, so if you're out there's like 5 dentists that was texting me questions. That's why I followed up with most of them afterward. I'm like, hey, by the way, I'm back to Arizona.
Yeah.
So if you reach out, but they 2 bot practices. That's cool.
Hey, there you go.
3 didn't. But
yeah.
Anyways, so that's one thing I would have changed quicker is focus more on performance.
Yeah.
Like you can do culture and performance at the same time. And I think we kept some team members on too long that are great culture fits and they just don't fit performance wise. Yeah. So that's one thing.
Yeah. So I think Q2, I think we're going to focus on that as a leadership team and ensuring that we've got all the people on the bus in the right seats that have the high level of commitment to the culture and to performance.
Yeah, getting those level 6 or 7 people on board and making sure we are level 6 and 7s, or we're 7s.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes. It flows. There's seasons. And make sure we're 7s all the time so we can be the example to our team, and then try to recruit those 6s and 7s. And then push those ones that are 4 or 5s up to the next level so they're all enrolled to the culture and performance. And I was having the conversation with one of my assistants. Can you imagine if you put us 4 leads together, like Ryan and I all on the same team? Like there'd be no goal we wouldn't hit because we're all going the same way. We're all bought in. And
it'd be like, let's just see where we can go.
Yeah, it wouldn't be
goals aren't real.
Yeah, it wouldn't be like conversation like, Ryan, you showed up late again, man. It would be like, it wouldn't be the basics. It'd be like such high level work. Like, hey, this worked for me. Let's talk about it, blah, blah, blah. Like, let's just go get this patient. Let's do this, to do that. Will you do this? Why do this?
Yeah.
It'd be just such high level. It'd be nothing that could get in our way. So why don't we just go find those people that are 6 and 7s and bring them on? Yeah. And then compensation is not a problem because we'll be blowing through goals.
Right. So we can compensate.
Because they're amazing.
Yeah.
Because it's not easy to fit on our culture and our performance.
Well, it helps us reach one of our goals. And one of our goals is to have the highest compensated dental team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And so if we're going to compensate our dental team at the highest level, we want to have a high level dental team.
Yeah. That's when I said that years ago. It was with the caveat, like, well, I want to have the highest paying team because you're worth it.
Yeah.
I don't want to just pay everybody a lot of money and then lose the businesses.
Yeah.
But I want it so if you come to me and you demand this much, it's because you deserve it.
Yeah.
And you could leave today and you still have the skill set to go somewhere else and demand that money because that's who you grew into.
Right. You can
amazing skills. Performance are there. So you can deserve whatever you get. It's what you deserve.
Yeah.
And that's why I want the highest paid team, because we recruit and keep and train and grow our amazing team.
Yeah.
That's cute. That's 2025.
Yeah.
2024 was like figure out our culture. I think we're almost there, not quite. And then 2025 is like getting the team on the bus.
Yeah. We're like putting it all into action now. Get everyone in the right seat on the bus, head in the right direction, in the right seat.
Yeah. And then 2026 will be, let's actually hit some goals.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I felt.
No, we're hitting goals this year.
Yeah. I hope.
Yeah. We will.
I hope.
Yeah.
We will. As long as we don't go like any World War IIIs or anything, I guess.
Yeah.
Who knows? This stuff's getting wild.
Yeah. I mean, we're World War champs 2 times in a row. So chances are we'll probably be 3. Like, I mean, statistically speaking, it's in our favor.
It's in our favor. So Ryan's down.
I mean, I'm not saying I want World War III to start by any means. Please do not misquote me.
No,
I'm just saying if it happens, I'm pretty sure we'll win.
I don't know if you know what Canadians really have up there.
Yeah.
Canadians are
you mean North America? The North US of A? Along with the Gulf of America?
Gulf of America. I was reading something. They said they changed that because now there is like some treaty or something that we wouldn't drill. Biden did it like Gulf of Mexico, and then that's
so we had to rename it.
That's what someone said. Like they renamed it for that purpose, so now we can go drill oil out of the Gulf.
Awesome.
I don't know if that's true. Be creative.
Yeah.
Be creative.
That right there is creativity.
If that's true,
truest form.
That's pretty creative. Awesome.
Nobody can drill in the Gulf of Mexico. Gulf of America though? Drill away, buddies.
Drill baby drill is what they said.
What's that? Armageddon. You remember that movie?
Yeah, that was a great movie.
That was such a great movie. All those oil rig guys, just like as soon as they get off that rig, they're like gone.
I love that movie. I saw the movie a lot.
Yeah, we watched it a lot. It's a classic. We probably watch it every couple of years still. Like,
really?
Yeah, like it's like
forever.
He's like that crazy eye guy. He's like riding the nuke, and he's like, "No nukes, no nukes." Yeah. He's like, "Get off the nuclear warhead." He's like, "Just want to feel the power between my legs, buddy."
It's a great show.
Yeah, maybe I quote it too much.
Maybe I'll have to watch it on the plane ride home.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, so hopefully everyone's quarter one they hit goals. If not, then refocus. focus on back to your culture, your performers.
Yeah.
Maybe break down.
Look at some KPIs.
Yeah, KPIs.
Key performance indicators.
Yeah, you got that now?
Yeah.
You got that? Lagging
and
indicators.
Yep.
And
lead indicators.
Yeah. Yeah, you can look at all that stuff or not and just work harder.
Yeah.
That's fine too.
Yeah, I mean, as we talked about before, just get more new patients, right? That solves all your problems.
New patients solve all your problems.
No, I think we have a thing that we say new patients solve a lot of problems, but they definitely don't fix all your problems.
No, they can cause problems.
They can. Yeah, because
have your system set up.
Yeah, if you don't have your systems set up, all you're doing is leaving patients underserved and money on the table.
Yeah.
So
I don't want that. Cool, man. Well, that's another episode. The Dentist Show.
Yeah.
We're still here.
Yeah. Like us, love us, hate us. If you don't want to listen, please don't waste your time if you don't want to.
And if you have any ideas for any guests you want to hear, we've been hit up a couple of times. So if you have a guest you want to hear on, hit me up. My email is chase@thedentistshow.com. If you do so, I just found out if you go to our website, I don't go to it. And so if you've asked for a PDF, you didn't get it.
Oh, dude.
I have to go look at it now. I bet
what
nobody
a
requested
slacker,
it.
Chase.
So easier, just hit me up. My email, chase@thedentistshow.com.
Yeah.
Give us some, or on YouTube, you can put a comment on below of someone that'd be cool to listen to. And don't say yourself. Like,
unless you're super cool.
Yeah, unless you're like Tom Brady.
Oh, Tom Brady, huh?
Or Theo. I would really like to see Theo Vaughn. That's
the second time we talked about him.
He actually does a show with the Asian guy. He's super funny too. Anyways, he'd be welcome on too. And Joe Rogan, maybe.
Joe Rogan. If Joe Rogan begs, I'll let him.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe. If we get to go to the studio. Maybe.
Yeah. In Austin, right? Isn't that where it is?
Yeah, it's in Austin.
We're pretty, and relatively, as far as the country goes, we're pretty close. Right?
Closer than we were.
Give us a call, Joe, if you want. We'll be there tonight. Maybe tomorrow morning.
Maybe. So yeah, shoot us a message who you want on. We'll get them on, and we'll make the show better with them.
Yeah,
and go from there. But just make sure you do all that stuff he said to do, so people will want to keep coming on. So.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for listening to The Dentist Show. We hope that this episode helped you make smiles about more than teeth. To get more resources to grow as a dentist and to learn more about Chase and Ryan, go to thedentistshow.com or just follow the link in the show notes. If you enjoyed this episode, share with another dentist in your life and help us grow the movement. And be sure to rate and review wherever you're listening.